Guku nĩ Agikuyu podcast. Rigathi wa Gachagua nĩ arĩkĩtie kwaria thutha wa bunge gũka na gũframe na kũrehe narrative atiriri ati Gachagua nĩ tae ararehete mĩrũngano ĩno yothe. Makarehe narrative atiriri ati Rigathi wa Gachagua nĩye atũmire Nairobi ĩborwo. Hena kĩrĩa ndĩroria. Mostly tũronia arũngani mathĩte kwĩna arĩa makinyĩte Uhuru Park na marari Nairobi ya rũgongo. Nĩkĩ OTC kũrairwo nĩo mararĩ kuo. Arũngani marĩ mwena wa rũgongo na gũkũ kĩrĩa Tomboya Street na kuo. No OTC nĩ kuo kũrairwo. Nĩkĩ kũrathire na mbere. Hii nĩ ũndũ ũrabangĩtwo. Nĩo marabangĩte. Niki kwa gĩtuĩka atĩ excellent in some of the videos kũrĩa kũraiyagwo borithi meroreire niki matoraga action. Kĩu nĩkĩo kĩũria kĩnene. Now Rigathi wa Gachagua nĩarĩtie na arutĩte pointi 18 na thĩinĩ wa pointi ici nĩarĩtie maũndũ crucial mũno na maũndũ mena ũritũ. Reke tũgere thĩinĩ wa pointi ici wĩigue hena kaũndũ Rigathi wa Gachagua arauga nĩeheretie thĩinĩ wa maũndũ maya mothe na augĩte ũũ. Statement by His Excellency Rigathi wa Gachagua. Point number 1. In the strongest terms possible, I condemn the use of excessive force and live bullets by the police on peaceful and unarmed Gen Z protesters witnessed yesterday across the country. Kauga, intimidating the peaceful and young demonstrators who were only remembering their slain colleagues in the struggle only complicates the matter on you and your log regime, Mr. Ruto. Keto point number 2. Na ni horo wambĩrĩirie. Rigathi wa Gachagua ĩteo. The cause of Gen Z protest is well known by the government and every Kenyan, Mr. Ruto. You know you promised our young people jobs and economic liberation. You know what you have delivered to them and their parents. Atiwereire youth na Gen Z mawĩra na economy njega. Thaici niki umekeire. What have you delivered? Point number 3. Last week during protest of a brutal murder of Mr. Albert Ouko, Mr. Ruto and Nairobi governor organized goons and beat up the peaceful demonstrators in Nairobi. But yesterday you point. Last week during the protest over the brutal murder of Mr. Albert Ouko, Mr. Ruto and Nairobi governor organized goons to beat up the peaceful demonstrators in Nairobi. Okay? Point number 4. Mr. Ruto. Namba 3 aria ohoro waretwo nĩ goons na cikia nĩ kwa mũno gũkũ media-inĩ na nĩmoka makiuga nĩ ũmatũmĩte moke mahũre demonstrators. Ũcio thĩinĩ ho. Namba 4 Gachagua kauga. Mr. Ruto, you are well aware that under your instruction, genuine Gen Z protesters were blocked in their thousands on Kiambu Road and Thika Road where no businesses were looted. Your police allowed goons into town at the expense to go and cause mayhem and place the blame on the Gen Zs. Ate ogira kũrĩa Kiambu na bathi Kiambu kwa mũingĩ mũno nĩ mablokirwo kũingĩra taũni. Thika Road the same. Goons ici ciaingĩrire kũ? Akauga atĩrĩrĩ nĩ borithi matũmire kĩ maingĩre tondũ CS nĩ kũgwetaga ũhoro wa andũ a kuma Kiambu na kuma Thika. Rwekerwo andũ a Kiambu CS kerwo andũ a Kiambu nĩ marablokirwo na bathi kwa na road block na andũ a Kiambu the same na andũ a Thika. Namba 5. We have credible information that in Nairobi, especially downtown regime businesses belonging to people from a certain region were clearly identified by officials from the county government of Nairobi and elsewhere. This brutal exercise was led by politicians allied to this local regime. The biashara icio ciothe cia a certain community nima identifiedwo ni kiria marauga ni kanju. Egetha maũndũ maya mothe moke mekike. We namba 6. In cohort with the police, this rogue officials and politicians led goons for a tear gas looting spree into to intimidate and coerce them to support this unpopular regime. We are well aware that most of the businesses were left intact last evening, only to be found looted in the morning. Teira dumo kimamerogano biashara ciatigetwo cinjega tiena uru no muthiro cine ni cikuyitwo ciothe. Mamugwaja, the government deliberately switched off the signals ino ekuite urito tatha wothe. By the way, ino point number 7 ekuite urito wothe. The government deliberately switched off the signals of major national TV station in an orchestrated scheme to have state-sponsored goons root and destroy property under police protection. The government deliberately switched off the signals of major national TV station in an orchestrated scheme to state-sponsored goons loot and destroy property under police protection. But they rebranda Korea TV. Gachagua rauga cirahoririo ni ndu wa reason iriko igetha goons ciote gwika maundu macio, state sponsored goons mote gwika maundu macio mothe maronekanire kuria. Kituthie namba 8 cigwa no endete kwaria. We have seen the CS of Interior pretentiously visiting shops that were looted by state-sponsored goons in attempt to hide his guilt. Mr. Murkomen, Kenyans are not fools. Namba 9. Namba 9. We have listened to misinformation stated by misinformed statement from the CS Interior, Mr. Murkomen, profiling that Kikuyu community that this protest was a Kikuyu uprising. Yet the CS is well aware that the Gen Zs were against corruption, extrajudicial killings, abduction, and anarchy. This is not the first time this statement is coming from Kipchumba Murkomen. Ate murugano ino ru orageria kuhuana tari murugano wa Agikuyu. Okay? Namba 10. I wish to remind you that this community you are profiling voted for you to a man and gave life to this regime. Namba 11. We have further seen futile and insensitive efforts by government propagandists learn outdated narrative of blame on patriotic politicians who have stood with Kenyans. Please give us a break. Mr. Ruto, the Kenyans you are targeting to intimidate are indefatigable. They resisted the colonialism for a long time and defeated them. Kenyans stood strong against the Moi brutality for 24 years and lived on. The 2 years of your regime will be over and they will stand strong again. I urge resilience among the people and a strong spirit. You are well aware that Gen Zs do not require any financing or being led in their cause unless you would want to believe in your own lies and cheap propaganda. Tihoro ya kuga Gen Z ni marakirwo ria macio ni maheni. Gen Zs gutiri mundu ungi mafanda ni mafanga maundu maya. I urge you to listen to the young people of Kenya. They raised their voices a year ago and you heard them, but you have still not really listened. You have not shown an iota of a caring father a year on. For a year, you have waged a campaign of terror against them. You have dismissed them, abducted them, tortured them, and even shed their blood. Still, they have refused to be silenced. You have tried to gang the media to draw them out. Still, they have refused to be silenced. They are louder now than they were a year ago. Point number 13. You must understand that these young people are the future of this country. I heard you lecture them about having no other country, but they understand this better than you. They have the most truths if this country falls as you stated. They have more tomorrows ahead of them than either you or I. If you truly listen you will hear them telling you that the person setting this country ablaze is you, Mr. Ruto. Well, you have created a police state to suppress them, but their resolve remains strong. They have faced your violence and shed their blood for sake of this country. They embody the very spirit of Kenya patriotism. Mr. William Ruto, when the story of this era is written, consider very careful what your legacy will be. It is solidarity with the young people who lost it is in solidarity with the young people who lost their lives yesterday and the business community who have lost billions of shillings due to the deafness of this rogue regime that I have stood down my today's media briefing with the media houses of Embu region and further cancelled my weekend public engagement with the people of Embu County and to a later date. God bless Kenya. Uguo niguo Rigathi wa Gachagua ugite na icio ni point iria aritie ndikwongerera kana kurutaruta, but ithuothe ni turona kwina thina handu. This regime should listen to their people. Guku ni Kwanyitana podcast. Mwani manyu niko inyu murona atia. Thank you, God bless you.